Part 2. This part will be divided into 2 sections. Each section will be a short conversation or an interview. There will be 4 questions in each section. Please listen carefully and choose the best answer A, B, C or D. First, you will have some time to look at questions 8 to 11. Listen to part of an interview with Trina Trevos, who is only 15, and choose the best answer A, D to answer questions 8 to 11. You will hear the recording once only. Now we're ready to start. Listen and answer questions 8 to 11.
Trina, you're 15 and you've just come back from America where you've been making records. What was it like?
It was wonderful. I had the 6-week school summer holidays and, went over there for a month and then started school again.
What did your classmates at school think?
I just told close friends what I was doing in the States. And I thought, well, if the records were successful, then I'd tell everyone.
And they were successful.
Right. And my friends were very good about it. Not envious or anything.
Did you like being in the USA?
Oh, yes. Most of the time it was great. The people are so friendly.
Did you manage to write any songs there?
Well, yeah, I did. Most of the stuff I'd done in England had been about the people closest to me. Mum, Dad, my sister. They weren't with me in the States. And although I missed them, and silly things like the rain in England and fish and chips, being surrounded with new faces gave me lots of material for my songs.
Now, your home in England is a long way from London.
Now you will have some time to review your answers. Now you will have some time to look at questions 12 to 15. Listen to part of an interview with the astronaut Charles Duke, who is talking about his trip to the moon. Choose the best answer A, B, C or D for questions 12 to 15. You will hear the recording once only. Now we are ready to start. Listen and answer questions 12 to 15.
My guest today is Charles Duke, one of the few people to have walked on the moon as part of an Apollo mission. Charles, welcome to the studio. Have you always been hooked on space travel?
Quite frankly, as a kid, it had never entered my head. There wasn't even a space program when I was young, so there weren't any astronauts.
What about science fiction films at the cinema?
Well, I'd seen them. Of course, I used to wonder what space travel might be like, but it was never what you might describe as a fascination, if you follow me.
So, how did it all come about?
It was at the Naval Academy.
Oh, not in the Air Force?
No, but I was a Navy pilot. I had fallen in love with planes and nothing else would do. And that gave me the opportunity to start, to get selected for the astronaut program.
Presumably by then they were talking about putting rockets into space.
Absolutely, yeah.
And how did you find the training?
I suppose the lunar surface training in the spacesuit was physically demanding in a way.
Quite uncomfortable, I imagine.
It's not what you might expect. Once the spacesuits get inflated, it gets very rigid. You had to fight to bend your arms and move your fingers inside the gloves.
And how long did you spend inside it?
Around 4 to 5 hours. But actually the most challenging part was worrying about how to handle the simulator, because we needed to know how to land and then take off on the moon.
I don't think I could have coped with that.
I'm not sure I did. But if you did something wrong, you were in trouble, and we often spent 8 hours a day trying to learn what to do.
So how did you feel when you first heard that you were actually going to the moon?
I suppose you're expecting me to say exhilarated, but I knew there were lots of ifs. It would happen if they didn't cancel the program, if I didn't get sick, and so on. So I'd stopped doing all the dangerous sports I was involved in.
Now you will have some time to review your answers. That is the end of part 2.